Sponsored by Paris Pharmacy.
The Monroe County Appeal was started in 1867 and is going strong today, 154 years later. Several generations of the Blantons played a vital part as owners, editors, publishers, and employees of Monroe County Appeal. The Appeal was originally called the Paris Mercury, but was started in Monroe City, not Paris. The Madison Times merged in with Monroe County Appeal in 1942. Lewis County Press bought the Appeal June 5th, 2012.
Hi, my name is Robin Gregg. I am the publisher and general manager of Monroe Ralls. I am going to be interviewing Robert Sine Jr. On Monroe Ralls on Demand. Robert, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, good afternoon.
I understand you are a Laurel reader.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me a little bit about your relationship with the Appeal and what you think of how we're doing around here in our community?
Well, my relationship goes way back. We moved to Paris in the 1940s from Kirksville, Missouri. I was in the second grade, by the way. And we moved there and, that's where I grew up. That's my hometown. And I don't view it where I was before that as my hometown. So even though it was in Missouri, but I love it. I love Paris, and my family has a long history there.
Tell us a little bit about your family history, the Appeal.
Yes, ma'am. My grandfather, he worked in Festus at the newspaper there, Festus, Missouri. And then he came to Paris when my mother moved there and I moved there. And my grandmother moved there, of course, with him. And he came there, and my uncle also came. And my uncle, Shorty White was his name. His real name was Robert Harold, but everybody called him Shorty.
Gotcha.
I don't know why. I didn't think it was that
That's
short.
my next question.
But anyway, that's what everybody called him. And that was his nickname. And then my uncle and my grandfather, they worked there at the Peel in the 40s and the 50s. It was a great, wonderful place to grow up, and they enjoyed working at the Appeal, and that's where my uncle met his wife for now, who's in the picture.
Really?
Yes.
That's
And
nice.
so, yeah, and so they got married, and they had 2 children.
What is your favorite memory in regards to the Appeal?
Watching my uncle set linotype. I don't know if you ever knew what linotype was, or I'm sure you have.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, that's that. In fact, he set the linotype that printed the newspaper. And that was a big chore. I mean, it was a big job.
Being, as you said, you're in Texas. How do you feel that we get the news to you on time? Are you an online subscriber? Do you watch?
I'm an online subscriber. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you feel that you are engaged and informed about activities and events and different things going on back home?
Yes, yes. In fact, I enjoyed the articles about the homecoming
Mm-hmm.
and crowning the king and the queen and the prince and the princess. And I enjoy the news just all in and around Paris, and Monroe City. Since you all branched out from just Paris, the Monroe County Appeal, it's even more interesting. Not that I know anybody in those meltdowns or anything, but it's just it's nice to see. And I also see the about the sales and things that are going on and the support that's going on in and around Paris, and it's pretty interesting.
We have some pretty amazing sponsors around here that support us. We
Yes,
wouldn't be here without them.
yes, that's true.
And subscribers, including yourself.
Yes.
We sure appreciate you guys.
Well, I enjoy it, and I look forward to each week
Well, that's nice to hear.
getting the online copy of the appeal. And
Mhm.
so, and I read it each week, and the only bad part about it is the obituaries. I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's sad. I guess it's sad. The sad part of it is reading the obits and the obituaries and finding about some of my friends and classmates have gone.
How do you feel the change from actually holding a newspaper in your hand to reading it online?
I actually, well, I liked doing it in my hand, having it in my hand, but uh, I think I get more out of it by reading it online.
We are able to share more information online. We're limited to print space, so that's a big
Hmm.
advantage to online subscribers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know you're limited on print
Yeah.
space because remember my uncle set up the linotype machine.
Yep, yep. I would much rather have the whole paper with news, but you got to
Yeah.
have
Well,
sponsors for that. So,
I have no problem with doing what I do. Yeah.
well, great. Glad to hear it. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers?
Um, well, I love the sports news, about the Coyotes
Hmm.
and of course, Paris and Monroe City, when I grew up, we were big rivals. And Madison in basketball. We were all big rivals. Madison, Paris, and Monroe City. So I do enjoy the sports news though about the young men and women or young girls young boys and girls that participate in the sports because I was active in the sports at Paris High School, and I graduated from the old high school,
Hmm.
and then I don't even know what the old high school is now, but
Well, it's still standing, but it's going to be changed up a little bit.
yeah, I noticed that the last time we were home well, no, the first time I came home and the old grade school was gone. They tore it down. And anyway, I noticed that they left the auditorium for the old high school,
Yep.
and that's where I played basketball. And we had a great team. In fact, we came close to going to state.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was one of the best basketball teams that they ever had. We had guys like Joe Branham
Uh-huh.
and Eddie Barr and quite a few others that were great.
As we all can see, the Norman Rockwell painting behind me, it's actually kind of not mirrored correctly, but
Hmm.
can you tell me a little bit about what that photo means to you and the appeal and your family that was involved perhaps with that?
It means to me, well, the significant part is there's my aunt in the picture.
Okay, and she is which one?
The one over there on the left-hand side.
Or here?
Yeah, right there on the left-hand side. That's her. That's
Right
my
there?
aunt. Uh-huh.
Yep.
That's her. And if you saw the picture that I sent you, you would recognize her from that picture.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and the other thing is, he was a great artist, was Norman Rockwell. It shows the interest and how he defined things in those days, that may not seem important to other people, but that's important to me. That
It's
was
definitely how we got to where we are today.
yes, yes.
Referring back to the linotype, can you tell us a little bit what that consists of?
What it was is, and as best as I can tell you, is that he had a board that he would set up the type in every day of everything that was printed in the newspaper.
Mhm.
And he had to have it in order when it went to press. And then they put this, I don't know all the particulars of it, but they somehow put the linotype in the printing press and then printed the newspaper on that linotype machine.
Do you know about how long of a process that took?
I can remember, no, but I can tell you that my uncle worked every day very hard setting all that up, and my grandfather too. And it was a real chore. It was a real, I mean, it was a job. And
Mhm.
at that time, Jack Blanton was the owner of that, and but Cy Colburn was the editor publisher, and it was kind of funny because we lived down Main Street, down by the creek. If you know where the creek is on Main Street.
Yeah, sure do.
Okay. Not the river, but the creek.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, well, we had a house there, and that house there was right across the street on the corner. To our left was where the Blantons lived. And in back of us, on the other side of the creek up the hill, was where Cy Colburn lived. And so, and my grandfather and my grandmother and my uncle and my aunt and my mother and I all lived in this small house down by the creek there. And that house was still there the last time I was in Paris, which was a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
What would your family think of the paper today?
oh, they would like it. They would like it. Yeah.
We're
They would
carrying
like,
on everything that they
yes,
started.
yes. They love the activities, and then the like charity things and stuff like that I've seen in there, and and you all also put news in there about the Miller homes and the manor and all those things in there too. So that's good.
I thank you again, Robert.
Okay.
And Ralls brings breaking news, community information, live streamed events,
Mhm.
and local coverage. I invite anyone who doesn't follow us to go to our Facebook page and get a digital subscription and stay in touch with our everyday news. Today's sponsor is Paris Pharmacy. Paris Pharmacy not only offers prescription services and over-the-counter health and beauty items, they also have a unique selection of home decor, maternity, motherhood, and baby gifts, as well as gourmet food items. So stop by Paris Pharmacy today. Thank you, Robert.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. I enjoyed it, just conversing with you and being able to tell a little bit about the history of what went on around